Politicians are officially furious that Colbert has been kicked out of CBS and the show that Letterman built is no more. But today, we realize there's much more in store and the politicos may really be ready to lose their minds. Because folks, just in time, it looks like Jimmy Kimmel also may be going off the air. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a joy to have you joining us today. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we continue to keep you ahead of the culture curve. Writing the headlines for tomorrow, and the drive-by journalists just come on down with their jumbo pencils ready and their frowny faces on display. Folks, as we get underway, click that like button. Let's dive in right now. Yeah, I can agree with that. All right, let's go now to the topic that I think really matters here, and that's the domino effect. We had been predicting as well that Jimmy Kimmel, because he said he doesn't know that he'll sign another contract with Disney. I don't think that's because Jimmy Kimmel is just suddenly opting out of opulence. I think it's because the House of Mouse has likely indicated to him, probably not going to happen. I think this gives them cover to get rid of these guys earlier. I think this is why I think maybe Colbert leaves after Christmas. They throw the vacation time in. They, do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes to get rid of him. And I think Jimmy Kimmel, this frees up Disney to make the move. And the reason I say that is because they don't want these guys out there anywhere near the midterms. Because they're so far away from the mainstream. Take away, how it affects the politics and all of that, and whether or not Trump gets mad at them. They're so far outside of the mainstream of the way that middle America thinks, and that's the vast majority, that they actually damage the networks in which they exist. And okay, let's go to the next thing, okay? If this gives Disney the opening to get rid of Kimmel, does it give Disney an opportunity now, Lou, to get rid of The View?
Yes, that's exactly what it's about. And that's what Schiff and Warren are about. And as I've been saying, that's what the whole Trump settlement was about. It wasn't about Trump, and it certainly wasn't about Kamala. She's history. It's about the midterms. It's about saying FAFO regarding the midterms. And so, it's too late when the lawyer monitoring Sonny Hostin has to come in 10 minutes later with a disclaimer. It's already out there at that point, and they're in trouble. So this is all about the midterm elections by far. Absolutely.
This is the legacy media massacre, and this is step one. It's like the Boston Tea Party. This is step one. I think the dominoes are going to fall rather rapidly because this opens the door. Like John Oliver is done, right? Jon Stewart is done. And what they're going to do, I believe there are so many comedians out there, so many really funny comedians who don't care about being political and partisan. They'll work, Lou, for $500,000, and they'll be so happy. They'll be the happiest comedians you've ever seen, and they can be picked up. And they don't have to pay Colbert $15 million to sabotage them over and over and over. They don't have to do that. And this is the beginning of a major reset as the legacy media attempts to survive in the new media landscape. That's what's happening here. Marvin, do you see it any other way?
No, I don't see it any other way. I think that Kimmel is on the chopping block. Obviously, I think The View is definitely on borrowed time. And you're seeing, I don't think The Tonight Show, they may get rid of Fallon, but The Tonight Show is too much of an institution. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. But I think that you're seeing people like Schiff and people like Warren who are freaking out right now because they're realizing they're losing a piece of their propaganda machine. This guy was giving them... This would be like if all the pixie duster sites all of a sudden closed down, Disney would be like, oh no.
Well, this is the man with the dancing syringe, right? So, they don't know what to do as he's leaving. And again, it is karma like you've never seen that Adam Schiff is on the show where Colbert announces he's done.
Yeah. And by the way, about that issue of who they're appealing to, when the singing to the choir is reducing itself from the size of the Mormon tabernacle to the local church because it's falling apart, you really got to hold on to those few diehards, and that's how they do it. They're scared to death they'll lose everybody, or they'll just say, I'm bored with this stuff. Give me something funny. It makes me, once again, sad that Norm Macdonald isn't around anymore.
Boy, would we love to have him.
Yeah,
Boy, would we love to have
you
him.
know, and some of the other people. Gosh, I saw. Did you see Steve Byrne? I don't know if you know him, but he's a funny guy. And he said that the immigrant problem was about whether they wanted people to row versus wade across the ocean to get to.
I love
it.
it.
These guys are genuine wits, and these people haven't been wits even without their writing staff, let alone with their unwitty writing staff for years.
They take offense to that. They're nitwits. They've got the nit in there too. Okay, guys, let's talk about whether or not it's appropriate to say that he was fired. Because I do think it's appropriate to say that he was fired. I think that they're trying to massage this as best they can. And I have a theory about why I think they're trying to massage this. Because what they could do is they could come out and just really despise the guy, right? They could just lambast him on the way out. They've done that before. They might do it again. What in the world is that? Get that off the screen. We can't have that on there. Jeez, man. We're going to get anyway. I think you can call it being fired because it's fair to say that Stephen Colbert killed The Late Show. The Late Show, I think he ended it. I think they sacrificed it on the altar of politics, on the altar of partisanship, and they're just trying to find a way to massage this because I think he might go to MSNBC. Like, literally, I think that's the only place he can go if he wants to stay in showbiz. Maybe MSNBC tries to take on Gutfeld directly with Stephen Colbert if he would do it. The problem there is he'll have to take a cut to his contract that's just nuts. I mean, just nuts.
I was reading about his background. Apparently, he originally wanted to be a marine biologist, but then he had problems with his ears and he couldn't dive. And it makes a funny thing in this age of the anniversary of Jaws, if you can imagine him saying, "We're going to need a bigger audience."
It may sound a little conspiratorial, but I think there's a good chance that he found out that this show was canceled the day he went on his little tirade, and he just created a situation for himself where he gets to exit with the illusion of some kind of moral high ground. That's kind of how I see it. Again, like, these guys have been allowed to fail upwards for a very long time, and Viacom and CBS do not get along. So I don't see any reason why they would want to get along with Skydance. But Beavers probably let him know it was coming.
Kevin, what if he did it to make it seem like a political thing when he knows the real reason is the finances, because he doesn't want some potential future employer to look too deep into how the advertising revenues have fallen off in him. Well, he wants to remain viable as an advertising medium, and therefore, they just fired me because they don't like my politics. But for you guys, that's no problem, is it?
Well, I'll tell you what I think happened here, because the timeline is interesting. So he comes out, 48 hours ago, and just rips into Skydance and Paramount for settling with Trump, right? Then this announcement comes out, and the announcement comes out with him saying, I just learned within however many hours ago that this was going to happen. If we take that at face value, the timeline, I think, is he comes out and rips his company. The company then says, you're done, you're gone, you're no more. And I think he was so confident that this wasn't going to happen, because if you were actually in negotiations with the company to get an extension on your contract, you would never come out and do what he did. So I think he didn't. I don't think this was anywhere in his purview. I thought he probably thought he was as solid as he could be. And then just boom, the whole show's gone.
I think exactly the opposite. I think he knew it was coming, and he wanted to go out in a blaze of liberal glory rather than in the reality, which is they can't sell ads enough to pay for the damn thing.
This show should have been canceled years ago. It doesn't make it. They're spending more money than they could have ever pretended to bring in, and that we've seen vastly superior shows get terminated for just a itty bitty tiny slip in ratings. This was allowed to survive because it was a champion of the message.
Yes, absolutely. All right.
The bottom line on him is this: he did more for his cause spoofing it from the right, doing his Ted Knight impression, than he ever did actually coming out and telling us how he really thought.
Pulling Hollyweird to the sensible center, the mainstream middle where money is made is not easy, but folks, you make it easy to make videos each and every day because sharing time with you is a great honor, and we never take it lightly. An attitude of gratitude every single time we have the chance to shine with you. Until the next time, we only ask that you click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, don't worry about paying any kind of tuition for this free class and how entertainment works. You are on scholarship. Highest IQ on the internet, that's you for sure. Until the next time we have the opportunity to spend time together, folks, we just ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and as ever, keep having fun.
Jump into the water!
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.